Dear ones, we come in love and with messages of truth for you in these times of turmoil and uncertainty. There is an energy of universal mourning within the spiritual community as they observe and see no apparent signs of the world enlightenment they had expected. Understand that much of what was anticipated for these times has been based in three-dimensional concepts which can only reflect what is already known. Spiritual reality does not dance to third-dimensional dreams, but never doubt that it is nevertheless intensely present and flowing in profusion at this time. Trust and allow the process both within and without, never believing that a world of ever-increasing divine light would or even could regress to less than what has already been attained. No, dear ones, those outer appearances breaking the hearts of so many is not the new reality, but represents the exposure and death throes of the duality and separation energy that has accumulated over thousands of years. New and higher frequencies are profoundly frightening to the unawakened who are also experiencing them, but are only capable of interpreting them from their level of consciousness. Thus many of these dear ones are lashing out in the only ways they understand in an attempt to achieve or hold on to their concepts of good, doing it through dominance and violence, rules and regulations. Never forget, one with God is a majority. Everyone has the choice of moving to new levels of awareness through the acceptance or rejection of truth. Every person has free will and is free to remain in what is known, but know that if you are reading these messages, you have at some point either consciously or unconsciously made the choice to evolve. Try not to lose heart, dear ones. Never forget that images made from the illusions of duality and separation can never exist permanently, and will dissolve when the energy that formed them is no longer present. In the lower resonating energies of the third dimension, most humans forgot that they were expressions of God and thus creators, and so ignorantly formed the world as you know it, one of good and bad, duality, and us versus them, separation. Know that if you are drawn to the deeper teachings of truth, you chose to be on Earth at this powerful time in order to complete any remaining lessons and clear old cellular memory in order to be a part in the ascension process of Gaia and humans taking place. In spite of the many painful life experiences that were necessary for lessons and clearing, most of you have accomplished or are in the process of accomplishing everything you came to do. However, it is at this point that many still live with one foot in both worlds. There comes a time in every spiritual journey where the choice must be made as to which world you wish to live in. Do I really believe and accept that I am the expression of Source and all that it is, or am I holding to the belief that truth sounds wonderful but is too impractical to be taken seriously? As always, the free will choice is yours. All serious students of truth must now begin to move into trust, deep trust. If oneness is true, then it is true. Period. If you have accepted the truth that you are divine consciousness in expression, then you must also accept the fact that your body exists within consciousness. Consciousness is not inside of a body. Trust is the resting in this awareness, knowing that everything you need is already present within this consciousness that is you. Remaining in what is old and comfortable after becoming aware of truth out of fear of change or rejection from others, can only serve to hold you in place and delay further expansion. Go within often throughout the day, taking frequent mental breaks to simply rest in an awareness of oneness. Those around you will not notice. Let go of any remaining sense of pressure to spiritually do, and instead move into a silent resting in I am. The experiences, truths, knowledge, awareness, spirituality that I am trying to draw to myself is already present, because it is who I am. Never compare your personal spiritual experiences, or the lack thereof, with those you may read or hear about. Comparisons or believing that you have failed because you do not have the same experiences as someone else, or those that some book said you should have, will always leave you believing yourself to be a spiritual failure. Every spiritual evolutionary journey is individual, based in past life experiences and spiritual readiness which is determined by the higher self. Many of the spiritual experiences you read about are in actuality illusory creations brought about through the energies of overstimulated religiosity in the mind of an individual holding intense, but false beliefs of what constitutes spirituality. Never forget, you are creators perfectly forming your world from the substance of your consciousness. Spiritual experiences and psychic abilities manifest without effort for some, because they carry them in their cellular memory, techniques, and abilities attained in past lifetimes spent in ashrams, mystery schools, and other schools of spiritual learning and discipline. There are valid and tremendous spiritual experiences awaiting everyone as their energy refines and they are able to access the frequencies of the higher dimensions. You will intuitively know when something is simply mind-formed or a real spiritual experience. Never try to create spiritual experiences. The manipulation of energy has gotten many into situations they had not expected. Allow these things to unfold through your higher self when and as you are ready. Silence is where the divine you lies awaiting your recognition, dear ones. You no longer need seek it through rites and rituals, just in silence. Go within often, resting in the divine silence of your own divinity, letting go of any remaining beliefs that you must work and struggle to find it. Throughout lifetimes, you have been on the journey of remembering. In the beginning, you took baby steps, slowly advancing through lifetimes into the adult steps of discovering who and what you were. Be patient with those only able to walk with baby steps, for everyone must journey at their own pace and may be new to life on Earth. You have already done the work, and so are now ready to live with your hearts open and your hands out, ready to grasp the hands of those seriously seeking more. We know that we have given much of this information in other messages, but many serious and evolved students are still believing that they must continue to do some rite or ritual in order to become a part of the ascension process. This does not mean you won't be guided to some book or class that can help you understand something, or that you must throw away all your crystals, but it does mean realizing that the bottom line is, you are the ascension process, and any teachings telling you that you are less than that are based in separation. You have arrived but have not believed it. Spiritual teachings that emphasize a need for students to do this and that, or resist and struggle in order to become spiritual, were needed long ago when the world was very dense and unawakened. They can be tools for beginners who are just starting to awaken but not for you who have completed that beginning phase of your evolutionary path. You are soon to see changes on Earth, some frightening and some not, because the light energies from this side and yours are clearing and dissolving so much of the lower resonating energy, the substance from which third-dimensional creations are formed. Try not to add more energy to what you see and hear within the old belief system, for fear and worry only add energy to the substance of the things you dislike. Keep yourselves separate from the fracas of a world that as of yet does not know who it is. You are the way showers serving the confused, angry, and frustrated through example and sometimes words. Resting in divinity is not a doing nothing. It is a living awareness of the reality of being even in the midst of activity. Allow the three-dimensional nonsense to play itself out in the realization that anything formed from the energies of false concepts and beliefs, have no law to hold them in place. Room is being made for the birth of a new and higher world consciousness, one of unconditional love that freely flows between all kingdoms of life on Earth, the crystal, mineral, plant, animal, divic, elemental, nature spirit, and human kingdoms all in and of the one. A universal consciousness without judgment with regard to color, sexual orientation, gender, race, etc., a consciousness that recognizes the one expressing itself in infinite form and variety. This is evolution. Be that which you know you are. Live, move, and have your being in the truth of your oneness, for it is the fruition of what you have sought lifetime after lifetime. Fully embrace your Christhood, holding it dear and protect it. You have arrived. We are the Arcturian group.